5 Arsenal stars get the boost Mikel Arteta was hoping for. As the international break rolls around, Mikel Arteta can finally breathe a little easier. While football fans often grumble about pauses early in the season, this one couldn't have come at a better time for Arsenal. The Gunners haven't quite hit their stride yet. After a 1-0 defeat to Liverpool, questions about their style, tempo, and ambition have been swirling. The transfer window closing just after that game only added to the drama, distracting from what really needs attention, the team's performance on the pitch. Now, with the world's attention shifting to international qualifiers, Arsenal gets nearly 2 weeks away from the constant spotlight. For Arteta and his squad, that break is a welcome relief. The pressure is huge, especially after another busy summer in the transfer market where expectations soared. Even with 2 wins in 3 games and 2 clean sheets, doubts remain about their tactical approach. Reliance on set pieces and struggles to create clear chances have fed a growing narrative that Arteta's style is too cautious. But all of that takes a back seat now, as key players head off to represent their countries. Arsenal's next challenge is Nottingham Forest, who themselves are navigating a tricky situation after chaotic summer and a heavy 3-0 defeat to West Ham. Like Arsenal, Forest have made late signings, and their manager's future feels uncertain. Arteta knows he'll face a tough test when the Gunners return, but he can take confidence from this international break. 17 Arsenal players are away on national duty, 15 of them regular starters. Only 7 of his main squad weren't called up, and 5 of those are currently sidelined with injuries. Kepa Arrizabalaga and Ben White are the only ones without physical issues, though White's own fitness has been a bit stop-and-go this season. Christian Norgard took a knock before the Liverpool match and wasn't even on the bench. William Saliba left the pitch early after feeling discomfort during the warm-up. Bukayo Saka is still out with a thigh muscle strain. Kai Havertz recently underwent minor surgery on a thigh tendon, while Gabriel Jesus remains sidelined long-term. The hope is that both Norgard and Saka will recover and be ready to return after the break. Saliba's ankle injury is still a concern. He had to withdraw from the French squad and be replaced. On a brighter note, Martin Odegaard's worries after the Leeds United game weren't serious enough to keep him out against Liverpool, where he came on as a substitute. The squad will have to manage long trips back from South America for Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Magalhaes, and new signing Piero Hincapié. The rest of the team is scattered across Europe. Of course, no team wants a long injury list, especially key players at the start of a campaign, but Arsenal should be grateful for these 2 weeks of free rest and recovery without missing any competitive fixtures. Now it's down to Arteta to make every second count. This pause couldn't come at a more critical moment. Arsenal's injury woes and the questions around their style have created a sense of urgency within the club. Fans and pundits alike are watching closely, eager to see if Arteta can translate the squad's potential into consistent performances. The international break offers a crucial window, not just for recovery but also for reflection and tactical recalibration. One of the biggest talking points remains how Arteta will address the team's creative struggles. Despite the talent in the squad, the Gunners have often looked too cautious going forward, relying heavily on set pieces and lacking fluid attacking combinations. The pressure is mounting for Arteta to unlock a more dynamic, exciting style of play that matches Arsenal's ambitions and the quality they've invested in over the summer. Meanwhile, the fitness of key players like Saliba and Saka will be pivotal. If they can return fully fit, their impact could be transformative. Saliba's defensive solidity and Saka's creativity and pace are vital weapons, and getting them back could help balance the team's defensive discipline with attacking flair. The uncertainty around Saliba's ankle injury is a cloud hanging over the squad, and Arsenal's medical team will be working tirelessly to get him back to full strength. Off the pitch, the transfer deadline and the flurry of late signings have sparked plenty of debate. Integrating new faces like Piero Hincapié into the starting 11 will be essential, especially in defense where consistency has been a concern. The international break gives the coaching staff time to assess how best to blend new recruits with established stars and iron out any tactical wrinkles. The looming fixture against Nottingham Forest will test just how much progress Arsenal can make during this downtime. Forest's own struggles add an interesting layer to the clash. If Arsenal can capitalise, it could be the start of building momentum and silencing critics. Beyond just the tactical and fitness aspects, this international break serves as a mental reset for the squad. The relentless pressure, media scrutiny, and high expectations can weigh heavily on players. Stepping away from club duties, representing their countries, and returning refreshed mentally can often provide a spark when the season resumes. In summary, the next fortnight isn't just a break from matches, It's a vital period for Arsenal to heal, regroup, and plan their next move. The decisions made in training and behind closed doors now could very well shape the narrative of their season. For Arteta, this is more than just a pause. It's an opportunity to prove that the Gunners are ready to rise to the challenge. The 7 Arsenal games William Saliba could miss following major injury update. Arsenal have been dealt a tough blow after William Saliba was forced off the pitch just minutes into their defeat against Liverpool due to an ankle injury. Now, the promising defender faces a spell on the sidelines, potentially missing several crucial games for the Gunners. According to sources in France, Saliba is expected to be out for 3 to 4 weeks. The 24-year-old limped off early in the match before also withdrawing from France's national team duties ahead of the international break. This injury comes at a particularly challenging time as Arsenal aim to bounce back and make a strong push for Champions League qualification once the season resumes. Earlier this week, the French national team released a statement confirming Saliba's situation. William Saliba, who started for Arsenal against Liverpool on Sunday, was forced to leave the pitch after just 5 minutes. He will not take part in the first training period of the season with the national team due to a left ankle sprain. After consulting with the French team doctor, Frank Legault, Didier Deschamps confirmed Saliba's unavailability and has called up Benjamin Pavard as his replacement. With this injury, Saliba is likely to miss key fixtures against Nottingham Forest, Athletic Bilbao, Manchester City, and the EFL Cup clash with Port Vale. If the worst-case scenario unfolds, he could also be sidelined for games against Newcastle, Olympiacos, and West Ham United, a huge blow for Arsenal's defensive stability. To fill the gap, Arsenal's summer signing Christian Mosquera, just 21, was thrust into action during the Liverpool game. The Spanish defender, signed from Valencia for a modest £13 million, stepped up admirably under pressure in his Premier League debut. On transfer deadline day, Mikel Arteta also bolstered his backline by bringing in Piero Hincapié on loan from Bayer Leverkusen. The 23-year-old comes with an option for a permanent move next summer, offering further reassurance to the Gunners. Arteta shared his relief at having Mosquera ready to go after Saliba's injury occurred during the warm-up at Anfield. He came to me and said he thought he could keep playing, but within the first couple of actions, I realized he couldn't manage it, so we had to take him off, unfortunately, Arteta explained. But thankfully, we had Mosquera, who made his Premier League debut for us. We didn't expect to throw him in at Anfield, but I thought he did very, very well. As Arsenal face a testing few weeks ahead, much will depend on how well they manage this injury crisis and adapt defensively without one of their key players. Saliba's absence is a major challenge, but with promising young talents and smart reinforcements, Arteta's squad still has the tools to navigate this difficult period. Saliba's injury not only poses an immediate challenge for Arsenal's defense, but also raises questions about the team's depth and resilience during a pivotal part of the season. With key fixtures lined up, including tough Premier League clashes and critical European ties, his absence could unsettle the team's balance and force Arteta to rethink his defensive setup. The reality is, losing a player of Saliba's caliber disrupts more than just the backline. His presence on the pitch has been a cornerstone of Arsenal's defensive solidity, bringing composure, physicality, and leadership to the back four. Replacing that isn't simply a matter of plugging in another player. It demands a collective adjustment from the whole team, especially in terms of communication and defensive organization. Moreover, the timing couldn't be worse. Arsenal are still trying to find consistency after a mixed start to the season, with fans and critics scrutinizing their style of play and results. Missing Saliba during this period places even greater pressure on Arteta to extract performances from the squad and ensure defensive mistakes don't cost valuable points. On the positive side, the recent signings of Mosquera and Hincapié reflect the club's proactive approach to squad reinforcement. Mosquera's promising debut against Liverpool showcased his potential to step up when needed, while Hincapié's arrival adds valuable competition and depth. Arteta's ability to integrate these players quickly will be crucial to maintaining Arsenal's defensive standards. There's also the mental and emotional factor. Saliba's injury could test the squad's spirit and unity. Leaders like Martin Odegaard and Gabriel Jesus will need to step up, rallying the team through this adversity. How the players respond collectively in Saliba's absence will speak volumes about their character and the strength of the dressing room. Looking ahead, the club's medical team faces a race against time to get Saliba back as quickly and safely as possible. Rushing his return risks further injury, but prolonged absence puts more strain on the squad. It's a delicate balance that could influence Arsenal's campaign in the coming weeks. Beyond the pitch, this injury might also impact Arsenal's strategic plans in the transfer market. Should Saliba's recovery take longer than expected, there may be pressure to explore additional defensive options in the January window. This scenario adds another layer of complexity to Arteta's task of building a team capable of competing at the highest level on multiple fronts. Ultimately, the next few weeks will reveal how well Arsenal can adapt and overcome this setback. Saliba's injury is undeniably a blow, but it also presents an opportunity for other players to rise and for Arteta to demonstrate his tactical flexibility and leadership under pressure. The Gunners must seize this moment to prove their resilience and show that their ambitions remain intact despite the challenges.